What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, brought to you today on the Russell Street Report, courtesy of DNL Tinting, your one-stop shop for all your window tinting, paint protection, vinyl graphics, headlight restoration, and car detailing needs, located in White Marsh and Parkville, Maryland. Go check out dltinting.com for everything they can do for you, no appointments necessary. And today we are going to be talking about Kyle Hamilton, the playmaker. Obviously, this has been a running joke on Twitter after 105.7, the fans' finest, called him not a playmaker. It seems like all he has done in game since is make plays. You don't get the best and brightest analysis there, that's for sure. So I want to take a look at his game against the Chargers. It was one of his most complete games, I would say. Maybe not his best game of the year. What he did against Pittsburgh earlier in the year was pretty darn nasty, but this was definitely one of his most complete games. He came away from this one 2 total pressures. He had 3 run stops, only allowed 26 yards in coverage, had 2 forced incompletions. Just making plays in all areas of the field. He's making plays from the slot in the box as a free safety. He's turned into the true chess piece in Mike McDonald's defense, which really allows him to do a lot of the creative things that he does. Kyle Hamilton's one of those players that allows you to do that. Obviously, other guys deserve their kudos. Getting Marcus Williams back, being able to put Geno Stone on the field as much as they have, that's allowed Kyle Hamilton to become that move piece. So let's get right into it. So we're going to start here. And this is one thing that Kyle Hamilton has been doing so well. It's how physical he plays, the way he runs the alley, the way he steps up against screens. And so you're going to see it in this play specifically. So this is going to be, they're going to motion Josh Kelly out here and then bring him across and basically just run outside zone they got both Eckler and they're pulling a tackle, so they're going to use a little bit of a trap motion here where they're going to bring Gerald Everett down to seal Owe, almost like a crack block, and then you're getting 2 lead blockers out here on the zone motion. And the way Kyle Hamilton wins this rep is he gets into the receiver and jams him, so they want to push this ball outside, and that's why you're getting that inside leverage. And so Kyle Hamilton giving that force multiplier and creating that leverage out this way, and then obviously shedding, that disrupts the blocking, obviously. This guy's going outside, but it forces him out to the way he's trying to set leverage. You shed him, and then he gets up and makes the tackle. That's not Josh Kelly, is it? No, that's the receiver. Either way, it doesn't matter. But nasty play here. Just his ability to stack, shed, get out there, make the tackle. That's the kind of stuff Kyle Hamilton's been doing all year. So we get here, later rep. You get him matched up in the slot. He's just going to carry this. So I want to take a look at the technique he's using. So he's got safety help over top. He's obviously matched up right here in a tight alignment. He's got safety help over top from Marcus Williams. So he's going to use a nice trail technique here. So he's going to run hip to hip, something we looked at with Brandon Stevens last week, knowing he's got the split safety help over top, and he's just going to run with them. And this is what he's been doing so well. What really allows him to use this trail technique to his advantage is how much length he has in his arms. So Justin Herbert's going to take this shot. You see him cocking to throw right there, and Kyle Hamilton's just going to absolutely blanket it. And the key here, and what makes Kyle Hamilton a different kind of player, is right at this moment, he gets his head back around to the ball and is able to make a play on the ball. And so you can see his arm coming up here and getting that PBU. So just a really nice play from Kyle Hamilton. But the difference with Kyle Hamilton and most guys using trail technique is right here when he turns his head back to the ball and then gets his arm up to make a play. So you know what? I shouldn't have said he got his hand on the ball. I don't think he was credited with a PBU, but he would be credited with a forced incompletion just because of the tight coverage on that play. So still what we want to see. I think that was kind of the last step I wanted to see from Kyle Hamilton, was making those types of plays in coverage consistently, especially when he's lining up as a slot corner, which is exactly what he just did there. So here we get a little bit later in the game, and it's going to be a screen. So you're going to get 3 linemen getting out here. They're obviously letting these guys go. Austin Eckler out on the screen. Not the kind of guy you want to be. Or sorry, that's Kelly. My notes are trash on the running back names today. And so Kyle Hamilton's going to be out here. Lineman's got to get to him, and just this inside step. That's a tough block in space, but his inside step, and then he gets after those feet for the wrap. So just patience out here. What I like what he does here, as a pulling lineman, what I want is guys running at me, because if he stops, I have to try and angle. I'm not used to running in space quite like this. That's something you see from receivers. So you see him start to break down and set his base. He's just slower, right? It's not like a tight end doing it where he's got a little bit more agility. So Kyle Hamilton's patience to allow him to set himself and then step inside is exactly what you want to see, because you're making him make the first move, and then you just step around him with your quickness. And obviously the wrap is what we've seen from Kyle Hamilton so much in the last 2 years, that sure tackling where he's just wrapping to bring guys down. We're going to get another one here. He's lined up in the slot. And so I want to throw this one in. I just think this shows, so he's going to be in an off-ball alignment. All the corners are, you can see there's a good 7 yards of distance here. And we're going to get just a quick out. And there is no target on this, but just look at the quickness, how he breaks on the ball. And what really helps him, so that ball could have came out and it would have been close, but Kyle Hamilton, the way he breaks on it, and you can see him reach out there before he gets to him and his length. And that's really what is going to be making the difference on the way he breaks on routes. But I think this is just a positive one in terms of how quickly he's breaking on this. He's going to backpedal, but then he's accelerating into the ball. This is something, again, I want to see from him. Not a highlight rep by any means, but I just like the way he's reading those stems and then right here snapping on the brakes. It's making a huge difference in terms of his coverage when he is targeted on plays, especially because he's allowing absolutely, I think he's only averaging it's got to be 4 yards per catch, or yak after the catch, just because of how quickly he's getting on his coverage. There's a couple plays that he got charged. If you go to PFF's website and you look at the yak charge to him, there's a couple plays where I think he was the closest receiver to the ball and they credited him with it, but I don't really think it was a fair credit, given he wasn't necessarily in coverage on that player. But the way PFF charts it is, if you're the closest corner to it, you get charged with the yak after the catch. It's one of the flaws in the way they do their yak models when they charge the defense. So get another play here. He's in the slot again, and again, same type of thing. He's going to work through that. He's going to work through that screen. The way the leverage is being set, they want to work this receiver outside. They want to set inside leverage here and outside leverage here to create a lane, and Kyle Hamilton's going to fight right through that and essentially disrupt his ability to set any sort of leverage, and he's not able to make the corner because of Kyle Hamilton fighting through this block. And so he doesn't make the tackle, but he does make the play, and that's the type of physical football he's been bringing to the Ravens all year. We'll get one more play here. And this was first and 10 on their last drive, so this was a critical play. You got Keenan Allen motioning behind, and he's going to, again, fight through the screen, make the tackle, and there's that wrap on the foot. So this is the type of stuff Kyle Hamilton's been doing all year, making plays in all 3 areas of the game. He's making plays as a pass rusher, in coverage, and as a run defender, including against screens. So we're going to continue to see that physical football as he makes that case for all-pro status. That's all I have for you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.